Man, I don't think I've felt this comfortable in a room in a very long time. Same old chair, though. Welcome back to the Skilled Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 107 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you're not familiar with this show, it's where I take you through the projects that I'm working on. And if you are familiar with this show, you know I had to skip last week because I was redoing this whole room. And if you want to see how that all turned out and the inevitable happiness that it created, there's a link right there for you to check that one out at your leisure. But we are sitting at the new standing desk. We're sitting, but I could stand if I wanted to, but I don't want to right now. We're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna do some stuff today. Very important stuff, in fact. There's always a lot of projects going on, and some have to take a back seat. Others just kind of happens. I don't know why. It's not really fair to those projects, and I'm sorry if any of those projects are watching. But here's one that is sort of taking shape, and quicker than I thought, actually. This is the 3D printed Land Cruiser 250 series body. I got this on Cult 3D. I'll be sure to put a link down below in case you also want to print one. I printed mine in ABS on my Bambu Lab X1 Carbon. An excellent printer. I cannot recommend them enough if you want to get into 3D printing, and if you want to have a fairly painless experience doing it. I cannot recommend Bambu Lab any more than I already do, except for this. Go get one. They're amazing. This was, like I said, ABS. There is some resin elements too, just a couple of things there. But in the last few weeks, while the weather was still very nice, I got this primed and painted, and then I did a quick wet sand and a polish, and we're getting a pretty good shine on that truck, if I do say so myself. It's not perfect. I can see some scratches in it, so I might have to go back and give it another wet sand. But it definitely looks better than it did before. This is a Toyota paint. So this is, what do they call this? Metallic gray, or light gray metallic, or thunder gray metallic. I can't remember. It's a very nice gray, and it is slightly metallic. But it's got a great shine on it so far, and it's turned out pretty good. It looks like a Land Cruiser, which is good because that's what this is. I ended up doing the Heritage model, so it's got this single front headlight with the halos. I do have to reprint a grill for in there, and then I've got all the Toyota letters somewhere around here, so we'll add those at the same time. In addition to that, it does need a lot of trim paint. So now that this paint is cured, I left the clear coat for about a week before I started doing any polishing. I've got to do like the running boards, and most of the front bumper is black. The roof technically should be white on the Heritage one, so I may end up going back and doing that as well. There's a little bit of polish residue in some of the panel gaps, so I'll have to clean that out too. But overall, I'm really happy with this. If you've forgotten, let me grab the chassis that this is going on, which is right here. Everything's so easy to get to now because it's such a clean room. But yeah, it's going on this Element IFS 2 truck. I've shortened the wheelbase here to fit this body better. These wheels and tires are not going to stay on here, but that's basically what it's going to look like. Dang, that looks good. Man, I'm chuffed. I chuffed myself with this one. This looks really great. I do have all the resin clear bits too, so once I get further through this process, we'll get to those as well. Panel gaps are a little rough now that I'm looking at it again, which is annoying for me because I like to do a good job on those things, and it doesn't feel like I did. I did an okay job. I should have done better. I mean, all things considered, this was just a pile of filament a few weeks ago. So overall, I think this is a victory. These tires are a little bit big. I think these are like the 419 general grabbers. But they don't actually, you know what? When I look at it on camera, it doesn't look too bad, if I'm honest. That's not a terrible look overall. I think it probably could use a slightly smaller tire, but I do want it to be licensed because I'm trying to go for realism with this one. If you've got a good idea for a tire, why don't you post it down below in the comments? You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video and you like seeing me build things, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. And there's been a lot lately. I do feel like I've been cranking out the videos, which makes me very happy. I'm very much enjoying it. And now that I've got the studio set up the way I like it, I'm feeling inspired. And I feel like there's going to be a lot more fun content to come. So if you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. It's free. And if you do like paying money, you can join the special YouTube members portion of this YouTube channel, where I share all kinds of tips and tricks, behind the scenes videos, and just general shenanigans. So if you are into shenanigans, by all means check that out. There will be a link down below. Excellent segue, as usual. Good looking Land Cruiser. I cannot wait to get this one done, hopefully before the snow flies, because I think this would make for a really nice trail running video. And it's been a while since I've just gone out and just filmed a trail run video without a review attached to it. Those are some of my favorites. So we'll have to share that with the channel members first, because that's what premium access gets you. All right, on to the next thing. I do like this new mat. It covers the whole desk. Very nice and clean. A nice neutral color. It was not cheap though, $100 for this. But honestly, it's worth it. I'm just like the whole background, everything's really clean. It feels nice. And the desk goes up and down too. I'll show you that in a second. But next on the bench, because this is what's on the bench after all, here's my Traxxas TRX 4M Bronco. Look at how tiny. It's so tiny. It sits on this desk so nicely. This is the 18th scale Traxxas TRX 4M. This is the new Bronco. This has sort of been my test bed unit. I've made a lot of changes to this one over the years. Lots of content on it already. It's got metal bead locks. It's got the upgraded tires. It's got aluminum front and rear bumpers. And now it's got the new TRX 4M brushless power system in it. Hooray for brushless power. This is a huge improvement, and it is a really nice 3300 kV brushless motor. It does a fantastic job at low range. There are 3 different options for running on the ESC. It's a whole new ESC that they include with this as well. They have 3 different modes. What are they calling these modes? Sport, which is fast brushless performance for trail running. Trail, which is perfect for general use with a light drag brake. And then Crawl, which has powerful low-speed torque and precise throttle control for hill and with hill hold feature, which is, I guess, like a really strong drag brake. It does work very well. Installation could not be easier. It just requires you to remove the existing motor and ESC, add a little tiny adapter plate for this new brushless Outrunner motor, and put everything back together. It's basically it, and it functions beautifully. It does offer, like I said, that very nice crawl mode, which does make this much more low speed, predictable truck, which I actually really like. And that's probably the mode that I'm going to stick it in forever. Yeah, nice little upgrade. Thank you so much to Traxxas for sending this my way. It's certainly worth it. It does make a big difference. Now, let's see this desk go up and down. Ooh. I love it. Now I could stand up, but I'm not going to. I bought this desk myself with my own money from Desky, and they haven't sponsored this video in any way, and they probably won't even see this video, but I will say that this desk has changed everything for me. It's fantastic. It works so well. Very solid, nice stable desk, and it came in a size that would fit in this tiny room. Even better. So it's not technically what's on the bench, it's what's the bench. It's actually a good joke. I might use that for the opening. Cute little brushless setup here for the TRX4M. There it is, right there. Look at that little guy. So tiny, so outrunnery. But even with all the added brass weight that I've added to this one, courtesy of CCXRC, handles that just fine. Great little truck. All right, on to the next thing. While I was cleaning up the workshop, I managed to track down this old build, which still hasn't been finished. And it's not anywhere closer to being done, but I thought I'd pull it out and put it on the bench because that's what this show is all about. This is a good motivator for me to actually get finished on this one. I had spent a ton of time in Fusion 360 on forms to try to make up my rear fenders, but for the life of me, I could just not get it quite right. I don't know what it was that was preventing me from doing a good job on this, but I think it was a lack of skill. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is I'm just going to use regular everyday old styrene to build out these fenders. Because honestly, if I wait for me to do this in forms, it may never get done. The front ones turned out great. I'm really pleased with the results on those, but I just couldn't get it to work on the rears. I think there's just a lot of different curves on here, and the program kept getting confused about where it should start its points, and I just, I must have tried it half a dozen times, and each time I printed it, it just wasn't right. Now, I've already gone ahead and cut out the rear fender here to get a better wheelbase for this chassis, so that's actually centered pretty well under there. But what we're going to need to do is just get out some styrene sheet and start playing around. I think the best angle to start from would be the top. That way I can figure out the contour that I want and have it kind of work that way, and then I can just build out the sides as I go. And I'll probably end up doing, I don't know what the real technical term is, but I use it sort of like a boat making scheme where I do a bunch of ribs in the contour that I want. So I'll be able to kind of match them and then just lay over a piece of thinner styrene to just kind of make that shape. That way it's nice and strong on the inside, and hopefully will maintain itself in event of a crash, of which I would presume there will be some. So yeah, a little more work to do on this, but I did want to share that I am thinking about it at least. And hopefully we'll get on this, because it should be a fun build once it's all done. All right, there you go. That's this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, we'll see you again next week.